What's going on, guys? So I recorded this thing right now, but for some reason I didn't save it, so I have to redo it. But anyways, I was gonna talk about the Warriors versus Celtics game one, and I don't want to say that the Celtics stole the game because I think they earned the game, and I think they earned the win, and they definitely deserve to win the game. But I mean, obviously they definitely stole home court because the Warriors were home. They have home court advantage, and the Boston wins the first game, so it's definitely stealing home court. But don't get it twisted, like the Celtics were playing very well the whole game, and then they just turned it up, and like they just turned it up to a different notch the fourth quarter. For the Warriors, Steph Curry is basically the only one that played well. I mean, Andrew Wiggins was pretty efficient. He was 8 for 15 with 20 points on 2 of 7 3-pointers. And Curry was 12 for 25, 7 to 14 threes, and 34 points. And which is very obviously very, very good. But like nobody else played well for the Warriors. Everybody else played very bad. Thompson was 6 of 14, which isn't too bad. That's like 43, 44%. And he had 16 points or 15 points, but his efficiency wasn't too good. And Green had 4 points on 2 of 12 shooting, which is weird because obviously Green isn't the type that's going to take more than 10 shots a game. That's not his play style. But he took more than 10 shots today, and he missed most of them. I mean, he missed all of them except 2. Usually when he shoots, it's around the rim. So I think he needs to look to in the next game. He needs to look to try to exploit the paint. Even though obviously Williams and Horford are pretty good defensive players, I would try to go into the paint. And then Looney only had 4 points. No, yeah, he only had 4 points, but he was 1 of 4. But he had 9 rebounds and 5 assists for a big man. That's pretty good. So I would take that. Looney played a pretty decent game, but the Celtics played a very good game considering that Tatum was 3 of 17. And he had 12 points. He had 13 assists, which is obviously great. He was playmaking, and he wasn't necessarily looking to score. I don't want to say that actually because he shot 17 times, which is a lot, he is your best guy, but like he shot 17 times, so you would expect him to make at least like 6 or 7, but he only made 3 of those. He was 1 of 5 from 3, but Brown was also not very efficient. Brown was 8 for 19, no, 10 for 23. He was 10 for 23, 2 for 8 from 3, and 24 points. So he had 24 points, and he wasn't shooting very well either, but he also was being very aggressive, going to the paint and attacking the paint. So you like to see that from him. Smart was 7 of 11, 4 of 7 3, and 18 points. He played very well from 3. So did Horford, who had 6 of 8 threes, 9 for 12 field goals, and 26 points. And then Derek White came off the bench and had 21 points on 5 for 8 threes and 6 of 11 field goals. So I guess the only silver lining for the Warriors, if there's any, because obviously they didn't play a very good game besides Curry, is that I don't expect the Celtics to play this well from 3. They made 21 of 41 threes from 3. I said that wrong. They made 21 of 41 threes. Okay, that sounds better. They made 21 of 41 threes, which is 51% from the 3, and then the Warriors had 19 of 45, 42%, which the Warriors number is around the average that you see in games. It's around like 40 to like 45, but you don't really see 50%. If you shoot 50% of your threes and you're taking that many, that's a pretty big thing. And I don't think, obviously I could be wrong. I actually hope I'm wrong because I'm rooting for Boston to win, but I don't think it's sustainable for the Celtics to shoot 50% from 3, especially not guys like Horford, who I don't think is even very like efficient. He had like maybe 1 or 2 good games against Miami in the Eastern Conference, and then Derek White, I definitely don't expect them to make 5 of 8. The thing is that with these shots is that if you watch the game, they weren't making like wide open threes. Like they were like the Warriors were actually playing decent. Like they're actually playing pretty good defense. It's just that White and Horford were making contested threes, and then when that happens, it's pretty tough to beat a team, even if your star player like JT, Jason Tatum, is not playing to his standards, it's still hard to beat a team that where most of their guys, except for one, are going off. Because I mean, when you make 21 of 41 threes, I think you're probably gonna win more than half the time, at least like 8 out of 10 times. You know what I mean? So props to the Celtics. They earned this win 100%. Warriors need to get Steph Curry some help because they can't expect to win any game when Curry is the only one that's doing anything good for them. Obviously, he needs to be the leader of the team, but when you have a team that is playing this well, and when you have a team that's playing this well and Tatum, who's their best player, isn't even playing well, that's a scary sight for the opposing team, which would be the Warriors, because that means that they're not even at their best yet, and they still won pretty convincingly. I mean, it was the Warriors were up 92-80, if I'm not mistaken, going into the fourth quarter, and then the Celtics just straight up, like, it was like a barrage of threes. They were just making everything. They were shooting it, and it was just going in. And you can't really control that, like when it's your day, it's your day. And Derek White, there was one, I think it was like their 6th or 7th three in a row in the fourth quarter. Derek White has Steph Curry all over him, and he just shoots it up. I think it was to like beat the shot clock, and it goes in. And I was not expecting that. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, dude, it's over. They're not beating a team that's playing this well and shooting this lights out. So it is what it is. If you're the Warrior fans, I don't think you should be worried that much, because like I said, it's not sustainable. Props and all the credit in the world to the Celtics. I expect them to be playing this well, and I expect Jason Tatum to turn it up. Obviously he still had 13 assists, which is very good, but if you want to beat this team 4 times, you have to become a killer. And obviously not like that, but you gotta have that killer instinct and be aggressive to score, because this is the finals. You don't really need to be a facilitator, and especially because I don't expect them to make all the shots that they were making to get JT those assists. So once those stop dropping in, I expect him to be more aggressive and attack the paint and get all the shots he wants, because I think he should be the best player on the floor. But obviously it's Steph Curry, because Steph Curry can just score from anywhere. So I'm going to take Steph Curry as the best player on the court. But Jason Tatum should be playing like he's at least close to the best player. He wasn't playing like that today, shooting wise, obviously. And then Steph Curry, to bring him up, because obviously they lost. This is one thing that I have always noticed about Curry since he's been in the league, or I guess since he hit his prime, is that he'll play like lights out from the in the first 3 quarters of the game, and then I don't know if he gets like worn out because he has to like carry his team, or I don't know what it is, but like in the fourth quarter, or when it comes to crunch time, he seems to like, I don't want to say he disappears, because obviously he's still a great player, but he doesn't make as many shots, and he's not as consistent as he usually is in the first 3 quarters. So I would like to see him kind of like take it slow throughout the game and then turn it up at the end, so you can actually like make more of your shots. You know what I mean? Because the games are not won in the first 3 quarters or won in the fourth quarter, and they just got demolished in the fourth quarter, obviously. So I expect Steph Curry to be better in the crunch time at the end of game 2. Hopefully, it actually does come down to the wire. I don't want it to be a blowout. Today was not a blowout by any means. Obviously, at the end, they kind of like took the they turned it up, and it was kind of a blowout, but it wasn't a blowout for the most part. So hopefully the next game is also, or the whole series is also competitive, and it goes to 7 games. That's what I'm hoping for. But I still got the Warriors. Hoping for the Celtics, but I got the Warriors. We'll see though. I'll see y'all game 2.